everybody. Nice to be here. This song is inspired by the new millennium, the year 2000. This is called The Birthday Party. I saw the Buddha open up his eyes one Sunday morning. Say he's invited to a party for Christ, and he must be going. He heaved himself up with a groan, standing slowly, came down the steps of stone. Asked me where to catch the next train to Jerusalem. Oh, oh, oh. In India, sang with Hindus as they prayed by the Ganges when the dawn came. Near Arabia, saw Muhammad on the train and asked if he would join him. Passing those teeming towns, they talked for hours, all about the truth and how it's discovered, trading bits and news and stories from this 1,000 years. Saying, great idea, this party for Jesus. Then Muhammad said, hey Buddha, it's great to see you. Finding a place with the help of Abraham, waving from the doorway. They greeted faces from 1,000 holy lands, present day and all ages. Everybody talking, laughing, fiercely debating, saying how desperately the world is changing. Somebody lit 2,000 candles, and they all toasted Jesus, born in a stable. And Jesus said, hey, let's not be such strangers. I saw the Buddha open up his eyes one Sunday morning. I'm from Minnesota. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's down here. They say. But I was a bit disappointed flying in yesterday because I'm expecting warmer weather. But it's a lot nicer today, I'm very happy to say. Where I live in Minnesota, we live right across the street from a Harley bar. And as you can imagine, it's very noisy, especially on summer weekends. And oftentimes I'll sit in our front porch and observe the comings and goings of the Harley riders and ponder the Harley thing. And I just find it very interesting. And you know, when I was growing up, Harley riders were different, it seemed to me. They just seemed tougher. But you know, it was true. I think that back then Harley riders were, the Harley was sort of the bike of the bad boys, so to speak, the person who perhaps was not quite, felt like they were fitting into the mainstream, and to prove it, they bought a Harley and they joined the Hell's Angels and terrorized towns and stuff. But the funny thing I think about Harleys is that it seems to me that the Harley company has tried to keep that image, but sell to well-paid, mild-mannered professionals who just for the weekend dress up like Hell's Angels. So I wrote this song to sort of celebrate the new Harley rider. You might think I'm a banker, and on weekdays it's true, but underneath this poly-cotton blend is a skeleton tattoo, which I got when I was drinking, and I'm showing off this weekend on my brand new Harley Davidson. I may work in an office and look respectable and clean, but you should see me dressed in leather on my American machine. You would swear that I'm blue collar on my $15,000 deluxe brand new Harley Davidson. Oh, I kick out my loafers, put on my big black boots, and I swear and curse while I rehearse for my nasty attitude. Yes, I will do your taxes Tuesday, so you get some money back. Call me CPM Saturday, and I'll have to kick your ass. Oh, yeah. My psychologist, he told me it's important that I ride, so I recreate my warrior who's pent up 9 to 5, and it's therapy for hours on my $20,000 deluxe brand new Harley Davidson. Oh, come Friday evening, I don't shower, I don't shave, and I put my little earring in, and it's time to misbehave. Yes, I will clean your teeth on Monday, put braces in your mouth. Don't flash them at me Sunday, boy, or I just might knock them out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm not in a costume. I better jump on, I'm real. I'm an archetypal man astride a stallion made of steel. I'm a rebel, I'm a gangster, a whiskey drinking prankster. I'm my brand new Harley Davidson. I'm a Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson. Yeah.
very interested in astronomy, and I try reading books about astronomy. I'm a slow reader, but it is quite amazing, I think, what we know about the universe nowadays compared to what we knew just a couple hundred years ago, or even 50 years ago for that matter. And trying to mentally grasp ideas like a million light years, even 1 light year, is really fun. And of course, frustrating at the same time. But it is a big place that we live in. And it's also oddly comforting, I think, sometimes to just ponder how big the universe is. And at that point, perhaps our cares on the earth may shrink for a moment. But anyway, this song is inspired by astronomy. Called Astronaut Dreams. Maggie Jane has a family and makes a good salary. Life is quite ordinary, except for her astronaut dreams. They happen when she's sleeping. They happen when she's awake. They come like abductors who sneak in, carry poor Maggie away. Suddenly Maggie Jane is floating high in space, up among the supernovae and the bright nebulae, and the earth is just another point of light far away. Busy, say the doctors. Clean house, turn on TV. And they give her pills to stop her from having her astronaut dreams. But the universe still keeps calling, haunting her daily routine. Defenses are slim, the light years creep in to steal her away beyond reach. Suddenly Maggie Jane is floating high in space, up among the supernovae and the bright nebulae, and the earth is just another point of light far away. That world of her work and her bills and her children is a tiny place in a remote solar system, and the size of the scope of the space where she floats is so big. Oh, it's so big, so very big. thanks, everybody. I really appreciate the opportunity to play for you all. Thanks to Michael and everybody at Uncle Calvin's for having me back. And again, February 22nd, I'll be back again, so please come back. And I have CDs all out on the table and a mailing list. And if you feel so inclined, please sign up on that mailing list. I send mailers out twice a year saying where I'm playing and all that stuff. So looking forward to Ellis' show. Play one more song for you then. Each week, Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, Jesus made the water wine. I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, finding where there isn't one. Holy water wasn't rare at best, barely wet my fingertips, but now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of wind. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face, say it's not a testament, it'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come, say it's not a sacrament, tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. Made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Ooh. Okay, well, I'll do 5 more songs for you. This tune is inspired by Ireland. I was in Ireland for but a week, but managed to visit several pubs. I was there, of course. Why do you go to Ireland otherwise? And but I was delighted to find the music in the pubs, which was oftentimes performed, or rather played, because you didn't even get a sense it was a performance, by people just sitting around a table. And it was wonderful. It was something I had not experienced before I went there. And got a wonderful blurring of the lines between performer and audience, where there really wasn't either. There was just a bunch of people in the pub, and some happened to have instruments, but all of us were somehow involved in that music. And so I came away with this song. So thanks much. I really appreciate it. So the story goes, ever pays for beer. And Molly O'Malley's patrons understand that the players' fees a pint of threes. Everyone's in the band, everybody's in the band. Yeah. Some join in with voices, some with pipes or reeds. Some in the band clap their hands or laugh and slap their knees. Some are still listen with attentive eyes and ears, and that's always strange how the music changes when they disappear. When they disappear. Over the doorway painted bowl, the question begs your pardon. Is this a place of many souls or just one very large one? While the bar another reads, are there many songs or just one that goes on and on? Chair to chair, and each one croons a little tune they would like to share. Some are sad, some happy. Singing has its rules, but you can't be shy and you cannot lie. But you sing a song that's true, sing a song that's true. Yeah. Souls or just one very large one. While the bar another reads, are there many songs or just one that goes on? Oh, when the night is over, for the last farewell, they find the jar on the bar, kindly tip themselves. And Molly O'Malley's patrons understand the players' fees a pint of threes. Everyone's in the band, everybody's in the band.
fell on my knees. If it came to pleading, would you take me as I am? If your touch was all I'm needing, bring me courage, bring me change. We'll find oxygen and rain. Build a shelter in your arms. If this love is coming down, you know who I am. Put a little faith in me. If you need some space, I'll show them why do we fall so fast? Bring it close in a battle. The sun's rising fast. Give in, give up, just get ready for it. Give in, give up, just get ready for it. Colors in the rain, bells are ringing in this town. Women walking wedding gowns. If you fear your bones may break, if it comes to heartache, the dance comes down to this. Every love will bring the risk. And the colors we choose, the yellows and blues. Let's paint the sky a rainbow. Why do we fall so fast? Bring it close in a battle. The sun's rising fast. Give in, give up, just get ready for it. Give in, give up, just get ready for it. Get ready. Some space on our shoulder. Why do we fall so fast? Bring it close in a battle. The sun's rising fast. Give in, give up, just get ready for it. Give in, give up, just get ready for it. Just get ready for it. Just get ready for it. Just get ready. Just get ready for it. Just get ready for it. Just get ready for it. Just get ready. Just get ready. December? We're knocking on December's door. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you for coming. It's really good to be outnumbered. I'm from Presque Isle, Maine. Creates a lot of excitement when I say that. This time of year, we go through this family ritual. It's a yearly. We break into the sexes. All my sisters and my mother, they get in the car and they drive down to the nearest mall, Bangor, Maine, which is 3.5 hours away. They dress in orange so they don't get shot on the way down. And the men go hunting for the Christmas tree. Every year. My
my father and his father owned a potato farm in Washburn, Maine, which is about 15, 20 miles away from where we lived. And we'd pull the truck out to the farm and put it on the side of the road, and we'd hike 3 miles into the woods, passing the stumps of Christmas past. My father's the guy in the family, and you all have this person in your family, the Christmas tree person, the person that selects the Christmas tree. They're like wine connoisseurs, and they're a complete pain in the ass. You get them out in that parking lot, and they'll spend 3 hours looking for a tree. It just drives me insane. Imagine hanging out with that guy on a 140-acre farm. Invariably, he'd finally settle on a tree that was about 30 feet high, thinking that he could take the top half. And he'd get in there with a chainsaw, and his arms would be shaking, and I'd be 12 and freezing and knee-deep in snow, just wishing there's no bloodshed, please. It would fall to the earth, and we'd haul it 3 miles back through the woods, and of course, by the time we got into the truck, it was a completely different tree. Pins and needles, branches would have broken. There's a 3-mile trail of green to the car, and we'd put it in the car, drive it 20 miles, try and get it through the front door of the house, which is another geometrical fiasco. Get it in on the living room, and then put that red torture device on the end of it, vice grips and wrenches and all sorts of sort of Navy quality curses coming on my father's phone. And then he'd have me get on the end of it, and we'd hoist it up into the corner of the house and put it up and put it up, and of course we'd be standing in that stand like this. So my father would put a nail in the wall over here and wire it until it was straight up like this. Then he'd put a nail in the opposing wall over there and strap her in over there and throw a nail in the back corner. So it was essentially a crucified Christmas tree. Mixing the holiday seasons. And then he'd stand back and take a good look at it, He'd see the holes. And he'd take a drill, and he'd drill holes into the stump, in the blank spots, and then stuff extra branches in there. So it was basically like a Frankenstein kind of Christmas. I mean, why buy an artificial tree when you can make one yourself at home? It's called Maria's Beautiful Mess. Woo! This is a song about a real person. They all are, really. I had a pretty major infatuation with this person. But it looked like that kind of relationship where if you started, you might never get back out. Some kind of Hotel California thing happening. So I decided I'd just write the song and call it a day. Saved us both a lot of heartache. She fell to the mattress with a craze of an actress. You're falling like a thief from a roof. She's asking for proof. You stay outside, you hear a mission bell. Welcome to Maria's beautiful mess in a cluttered apartment on the west side. She pulls the blinds wide. You watch how her dress falls round, and the world slows. The clock shows a wrinkle in the flow of time. puts on some music, just you to choose it. You sang her back a Gershwin line. Now Ella is singing holy, soulfully, bringing a better time. And beneath the tunes, oh, she's smiling on an unnamed bed. She says, what's in the middle that scares you? Does it get dare you to take a moment and just slow down? Slow on down, and the world slows. The clock shows a wrinkle in the flow of time. She steps close, her eyes glowing, wide open like a bottle of wine. And she'll love like it's Thursday. She's never been hurt. She's dancing just like nobody's watching. Oh, is this love? Is this curse? It feels like the first time falling. Nobody's watching. Oh, the curtains all down, let the stars fall around you. She's smiling like the Mona Lisa. You could conquer this town if your feet touch the ground, but you're falling, boy. I know I say you, I say you, I say you, I say, I see, I say you. About a year ago, I got a phone call from a Hollywood director. His name's Peter Farrelly. He's a guy that directed Dumb and Dumber, Something About Mary, two of my favorite art films. He was letting me know that this song was going to be the theme song to a Jim Carrey movie that he did last summer. Me, myself, and I. Thank you. I was excited too. And he invited me down to the premiere party. And in the same week, as promotion for the film, I got to sing the national anthem at a Red Sox-Yankees game. And then we won 4-2, which makes me 1-0 as a singer of the national anthem. Or you remember Roseanne Barr's version of it? Man, she screwed it up for everybody. At Fenway Park, they make you pre-record the national anthem. So you're out there lip-syncing. No, it's really good, actually, because it completely eliminated the nervousness. And it was really cool. I went in there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We climbed up and up to the press box, and they had me sing into a little microphone, and I did it, and then they piped it out into Fenway Park, empty, just my voice. It was so cool. And it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm thinking, hey, I don't drink when I perform, but I'm not really performing here. Friends and family in from like 6 states, there was just a huge congregation of people. It was my parents' anniversary, and so we started throwing them back pretty good. And I thought, this is gonna be nothing, And I got out there on the mound, and my voice started coming out, and I started moving my lips, so the Jumbotron face that was me up here was moving correctly with the text of the national anthem that was over here. And it was all working, and then this incredible Tourette's kind of syndrome thing. I wanted to run the bases. 36,000 people standing, singing, and I was thinking, God, if I just left the microphone, my voice would still be singing. I was like a half a beer short. I sang it at the Celtics as well a few months later. It was just, and that was live, and it was one of the scariest moments of my life. It was horrifying having that many people like looking at you quietly. So I went down to this party, this premiere party to perform this song, and the Red Sox game was a couple days after, and my cell phone was ringing off the hook because it was like the biggest week of my life. You know, everyone was calling me, and my friends and family, people I went to college with, old girlfriends, second cousins. You know, it's ring, and I decided when I pulled up the place that I was going to leave the phone in the car, and I went to the party. And so I came back, and when I got to the car, my cell phone was missing. And I thought to myself, what the hell did you do? Like a lot of us, I just let a couple days go by thinking it would grow legs and just walk in through the front door. It never did. I was at Fenway Park checking in with my friend Vance Gilbert on my father's phone. And he said, hey, I just talked to the guy that stole your cell phone. I said, all right, I gotta go. And I called the guy. I said, hey, you've got my cell phone. He said, is this Ellis? I said, man, my entire life is programmed into that phone. He said, I know. I said, what could I do to get it back from you? He said, well, you know, I bought it off a kid in Providence, Rhode Island for $50, and they just reimbursed me, maybe kick in a couple of CDs, we'll call it a day. So I drove down to Providence, bought my phone. And I'm not sure, but I think he's dating my old girlfriend now, so it's It's called The World Ain't Slowing Down. Found you sitting on a suitcase crying. Beneath my feet I felt a rumble, I was so betrayed. Laugh out loud, 'cause it's the one thing I hadn't been to right. The train came in breathless, you looked at me restless, said, baby, you'll never change. You gotta get going, you gotta get going. Hey, the world ain't slowing down for no one. It's a carnival calling out to you. It sounds like a song, it hits you like scripture. You paint the picture with colors squeezed from your hand. Aren't you together, just climb on a merry-go-round. Hey, look, the world ain't slowing down. Hey, hey. Now on the sidewalk, the pigeons do the moonwalk. Me, I'm dancing like Fred Astaire. The lampposts are rocking, the whole town's talking like a fool in a barber's chair. And I get the sensation, joy and frustration, like being caught by a tropical rain. Freedom getting on me, there's no place to run there. Feels just like no one cares. On, you gotta keep going. The world ain't slowing down for no one. It's a carnival calling out. It's calling out to you, and it sounds like a song. It hits scripture. You paint the picture with color squeezed from your hand. I want you to get on this climb on the merry-go-round. Hey, look, the world ain't slowing down. Hey, hey, yeah, the world ain't slowing down. Packed up all your handbags, you're throwing off the sandbag. I let go when you step free. I didn't want to lose you. You said you didn't choose to. It's just how your karma came. But thanks for the vision and a 2020 wisdom. Hit me like a southbound train. You gotta keep going. Hey, the world ain't slowing down for no one. It's a carnival calling out. It's calling out to you, and it sounds like a song. It's like scripture. You paint the picture with color squeezed from your hand. I want you to get and just climb on the merry-go-round. Hey, look, the world ain't slowing down. Hey, hey, well, the world ain't slowing down. It's a big blue world. We're riding on a big blue world. It's a big blue world. It's funny how people just attach themselves to particular songs. This song is one of those songs that just gets these strange and wonderful people attached to it. Tom Noel, for example, who's here tonight.
He's strange and wonderful.
That's you. This song's called Did Galileo Pray?
Yeah.
Thank you. When I wrote it a few years back, started traveling around the country, and I started getting all this Galileo paraphernalia in the mail. Like I was collecting Hubble figurines, you know, that kind of thing. It's bizarre. Somebody sent me a children's book called The Starry Messenger. Beautiful, full-color book. I got 3 copies of Galileo's Daughter, 2 hardcover, 1 book on tape. I got one of those Galileo thermometers, those little bubbles that rise to the temperature of the room. Somebody sent me their graduate thesis. And now I'm thinking, you know, you ought to invest more time writing songs about things like a Mercedes. But the most interesting thing that happened with this song is I got an invitation to see the History of Science Library at the University of Oklahoma in Norman, Oklahoma, by a woman named Marilyn, who's the curator of the library there. And Marilyn loves her job. It was so cool to be shown around a place with someone that really loved what they do, you know. And she's exactly what you think when you think librarian. She's about 65, cat-eye glasses hanging from her chain around her neck, and little skirts, and she's very quiet and thin and proper. We walked into the room, and I said, Marilyn, it's freezing in here. She said, well, Ellis, we cooled the room to 53 degrees to protect the books. And all the doors were hermetically sealed so moisture couldn't get in. And she walked up to the side of the bookshelf, and there was this giant round hand crank there. And she screamed, look out! Which I thought was odd for a woman of her age and occupation. And she started to turn the crank, and suddenly all the bookshelves started to move in on us. They were on tracks. But she looked like she was working the rack at a medieval torture chamber. Getting off on a little bit. And she said to me, you know, we got to scream out like that just in case we don't crush anyone to death in the process of turning the wheel. We stepped into the stacks, and they were just covered with beautiful books. She pulled out one, the first one she pulled out, 3 feet high, leather-bound, hand-carved, leather. I opened it up, it was hand-painted and printed by one of the first printing presses ever made, and it was absolutely beautiful. You know, they don't make books one by one like they used to back then. Then she took me into a smaller room, and she said as we were walking in, you know, Ellis, in the event of a fire, we automatically seal off the doors, and in through the ventilation system, we pump in this element called halon so flames can't burn. Only problem, if you're stuck in the room still, you suffocate within 30 seconds. Which I thought was a little odd for a woman of her age and occupation. And then it hit me, you know, on the way out of the place, we think librarian, we think, oh, these people live the safest life possible. Their only human interaction during the day is shh. But Marilyn was going toe-to-toe with death every single second of the day. The Indiana Jones of science librarians. She took me into the stacks and she pulled out a book. It was a foot high, and she handed it to me. And it was the book that Galileo wrote in the 1600s that ended his career as a thinking person. He was charged with heresy and put under arrest and never published again. And he was the most important person of his century, one of the most important human beings to ever breathe. And it was his copy of the book. I had it in my hands, and I looked down at the cover, and he had written in his own handwriting, Galileo Galilei, on the cover. And I opened it up, and the pages. In the margins, in his own hand, he had made corrections in the text for the next edition that never came out. And I had Marilyn right here on my shoulder, breathing into my ear. She said, "Book's worth $1 million." And I've got it backstage if you want to take a look at it. This song is sort of like adult Schoolhouse Rock. You remember Schoolhouse Rock? Some of you are probably the Speed Racer generation. You missed it entirely. And then there's the post-Schoolhouse Rock generation, the Smurf and Fraggle Rock generation. But to me it goes, you know, Bob Dylan, Woody Guthrie, Joni Mitchell, the Beatles, and then the Schoolhouse Rock guys right behind me. I'm only a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here counting. Junction, junction. Lolly, 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 get. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice and secure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Now, I took 12 years of history and civics and social studies. I can't remember a damn thing, but a Saturday morning cartoon taught me the preamble to the Constitution. Now, that is the power of music. Kumbaya, baby, right there. You know, you attach a melody with a rhyme, and it goes right through your DNA and finds a place right in the back of the cerebral cortex and makes a lifelong home right there. 25 years later, it just comes back to mind. You know, I can't tell you what the capital of South Dakota is, but Pierre. This goes out to Tom now, wherever you are. We looked into a starry sky upon Jupiter. as cold moons making their weary round. Did he know that the Pope would claim that he ran with Lucifer? And a prison cell would be where he'd lay his head down. Was he wearing the 40 crown when he plotted the motion of planets? Was Mercury in retrograde? But he found the truth when a lie was what was demanded. When the judges asked him pointedly, he was trembling that day. Galileo prayed. Galileo prayed. Let me hear you do that. The Galileo prayed. The Galileo prayed. He said, tell Ptolemy, tell Copernicus, that the sun is at the core of us. Oh, the church, the Pope can't deny the Milky Way. Every flower that's followed the sun has known all along what God had done. Oh, they whisper truth as the seasons each give way. He said, don't shoot the messenger. The postman brings you truth today. And truth will march in Birmingham. It'll block the tanks in Tiananmen. Put the judges on the witness stand. Let's see what they'll say. The Galileo. In the heavens you say, as God had conceived, oh, believe it. Oh, what are you gonna do to don't shoot the messenger when the postman delivers truth today. 'Cause truth will march in Birmingham. It'll block the tanks in Afghanistan. Put the judges on the witness stand. Let's see what they all say. Don't shoot, hey, don't shoot the messenger. Don't long ago, I was playing on Valentine's Day in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, at a little nonprofit folk club called Godfrey Daniels.
Yeah.
They're all nonprofit folk clubs, really. And since it was Valentine's Day, I thought I'd interview people who were coming in, who were couples, about their love life, and maybe talk about it on stage a little bit, see if I can get a good story out. It's an interesting phenomenon that plays. No one really is very comfortable talking to me about their love life. Couple after couple would walk in, I'd say, so how long you folks been together? And they said, oh, Ellis, 18 years. I'd say, 18 years? Wow. How do you do that? They'd say, oh, I'm barely doing it now, man. Pilot light's barely running. It was like this couple after couple after couple. It was like a trend almost, like these sort of backhanded compliments. It felt like Thanksgiving at the parents' place, And then it hit me, when we're pissed off at somebody, anger comes to the lips long before thought does. You're like, oh, did I say that out loud? I can see by your face I said that out loud. Clearly I said that out loud. But when you're trying to describe how you feel about someone to a third party, you might as well be tap dancing, or hitting a bongo or something. Words just don't really ever, they're not adequate. English becomes your second or third language. So this song is about that phenomenon. It's called Words. It's about how words just never are good at getting the point across, I guess it should have been an instrumental piece because of that. Could you bring the guitar a bit now? It's a quiet song. Words are better when they're written down and fall on the page with no sound. If you let them sit a while, you give them time and get still. She won't hear the rattle in the voice, gives a fool away without a choice. Time is all you have tonight. Take the time and get this right. Your eyes make me I fall down at your feet. Pick me up if I stumble over words I cannot speak. So I'm fighting an empty page for the words I've gotta say. Sun brings another day. Here I am still. I hear the sound of a morning train, watch her waking you up again. These things I can't explain, but here I am still speaking. Your eyes make me humble. See, I fall down at your feet. Pick me up if I stumble over words I cannot speak. I can't speak. And you say if you doubted me, you would take all that was yours and you would just go. So take what you've given me. If these words don't voice what this heart just knows, your eyes make me humble. See, I fall down at your feet. Pick me up if I stumble. Calvin's chair.
In fact, there's nothing on his lap.
I'm going to do this in Uncle Calvin's honor. I've got a new CD out, unfortunately, or fortunately for me, it was sold out last night in Houston. I've been recording a lot in Woodstock, New York. Y'all remember Woodstock, the 60s thing. And I met this couple. I got to tell you this story. That I was hanging out at a bar after hours, and you can just turn the sound system off. You can hear that hiss a little bit. And there's a bar called the Pinecrest Inn. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and this couple walked in, and I could tell immediately they were from New York City, because everyone else was in flannel except for them. And the woman looked exactly like Joan Jett. She had the whitest skin I ever seen, and black hair falling into her face, dressed from head to toe in leather. And the guy looked exactly like John Lennon, right off the back of Sgt. Pepper's, kind of a poofy haircut, long sideburns, those little round glasses. And I made a beeline for him immediately, because I knew they had something to tell me. I didn't know what it was going to be, but it was going to be good, you know. Part of my job as a songwriter is to go get that nugget story that we all carry about ourselves. It somehow sums up who we are in a big picture, and you can think of one. Sometimes they're tragic, sometimes they're just little tidbits. Like my friend Bob's story. Bob lives in Los Angeles, and he's got this sort of attachment to famous people, you know, and that's why he's living there. And the first time I met him, I couldn't figure out whether I liked him or not. Bob's the guy that developed the mood ring in the 1960s. He travels around in a limousine with a bunch of blondes, and he'll step out of the door and smoke will come billowing out. And he's also, he worked for Procter & Gamble and developed the Pringles potato chip as well. I don't know what the connection is. I'm guessing probably marijuana, but I don't know. Well, Bob told me his little nugget story. When he was about 13 years old, he went to a Yankees game and got to sit next to Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio. Marilyn had no interest in the game, but she kind of took Bob under her wing and spent 3 hours with the guy. And he never recovered from it. And after he told me that story, I started to like Bob quite a lot. I kind of understood the three-dimensional picture. Now, this guy that looked like John Lennon, he gave me his story. When he was about 15, he was in the mid-60s, he decided he wanted to listen to FM radio for the first time ever. Some of you remember that AM was what everyone was listening to. So he did. He put it on the FM side of the dial and spun, and he got a DJ on the air. And the DJ said, "Folks, the Beatles have just released their new single. It's a song called Hey Jude, and we're going to play it right here, right now for you." And I guess the DJ hadn't heard it before himself. And he put it on, and it was Hey Jude, of course, 7 minutes, 11 seconds long. One of the coolest Beatles songs of all time. Hearing it in stereo, first time ever, completely changed the kid's DNA on the spot. The DJ came back on the air and said, "Wow, we got to hear that again." He played Hey Jude 3 times in a row for 21 minutes. At the end of it, the kid was calling all of his friends. The DJ came back on the air and said, "I don't know about you folks, but I'm completely wiped out. Let's see what's on the other side." So I flipped over to 78, and it was the song Revolution. First time distorted guitars had ever been used like that in a pop song. It was mind-boggling. The DJ came back on the air after it was over and said, "Wow, we got to hear that again." And then he played Hey Jude to end the set. That kid went out the very next day and got that John Lennon haircut and been keeping it up for 35 years. This goes out to George Harrison. Bless his soul. It's called Martyr's Lounge. It's about the bar in heaven. Leo's is the club up in heaven, where all the martyrs hang out. Gandhi staggers in with John Lennon. They'll start a bar fight, no doubt. When you lay, oh, we follow. When you bleed,
growing inside our brains, whoa. Now Jesus don't need no introduction. He's got a famous old man and a party for 12. I see Cobain, he's well. He's an angel that fell. George Harrison leading the band. When you lay, oh, we follow. When you bleed, oh, masses felt in pain. And you're saying, setting sun, flowers growing inside out. JFK, Joan of Arc, sit in the corner, kissing in the dark. Marilyn Monroe, Jacques Cousteau, talk about the sharks they used to know. Setting sun, flowers growing inside out. What he got this song. I've been doing some hard traveling, I thought you knew. I've been doing some hard traveling way down the road. I've been doing some hard traveling, hard rambling, hard gambling. I've been doing some hard traveling. I've been doing some rock hard mining, I thought you knew. I've been leaning on a pressure drill way down the road. Hammers flying, air holes sucking, 6 feet of mud I sure been looking. Well, I've been doing some hard traveling. I've been doing some hard harvesting, I thought you knew.